Thanks for us for kicking off OIS 2023, and thank you to the program committee for picking Ocuphire and giving us the opportunity to present today. Ocuphire is a publicly listed company on the NASDAQ with the ticker symbol OCUP. These are our forward-looking statements. Ocuphire's pipeline consists of oral tablet APX3330 as the leading asset in diabetic retinopathy. Ocuphire's early-stage assets are APX2009 and 2014. Ocuphire's refractive asset has been out-licensed to Viatris for $35 million upfront and $130 million in milestone payments, along with tiered double-digit royalties up to 2040. This transaction allows Ocuphire to shift its focus to Retina, with APX as the lead candidate in diabetic retinopathy. Diabetic retinopathy is a complication of diabetes and affects 10 million patients in the US and is classified as non-proliferative and proliferative. Non-proliferative is the early stage and proliferative being the late stage. To the right, you will see the real-world chart analysis of DR patients in the US, and you'll notice 80% of these patients have NPDR severity. This creates a large market opportunity of billions of dollars. NPDR patients are currently not treated with approved therapies for DR. That's because they're invasive and have treatment burden. So the current standard of care is just wait and monitor. All eyes will progress regardless of NPDR. Therefore, there is a huge unmet need to treat this NPDR patient population, and APX has the possibility to address this unmet need. APX3330 is an oral small molecule and an inhibitor of REF1. REF1 is a transcription factor regulator of HIF1 alpha and NF-kappa B, and controls the downstream signaling of VEGF and inflammation markers. APX does not abolish the VEGF levels as anti-VEGF injections do. It brings it back to the physiologic levels. APX has been studied in 11 clinical trials and over 20 in vitro and animal studies. Zeta-1 phase 2 trial was a multi-center randomized double-masked placebo-controlled trial of 24-week duration. 25 sites across the US enrolled 103 patients with NPDR or mild PDR. The patients were randomized to 600 mg APX or placebo, treated for 26 weeks. Primary endpoint was two-step improvement in DRSS score compared to baseline at 24 weeks. The top-line results were shared in early 2023. This slide is important as it shows the difference in endpoint selection for local agents such as Eylea, Lucentis, compared to systemic drugs such as APX3330. The precedent for intravitreal injections that treat one eye is a monocular change, two-step or more in the study eye. For APX being an oral drug and is delivered systemically, a three-step improvement in DRSS or worsening is an appropriate endpoint, and that is because it treats both eyes. So the FDA has initially indicated that we pursue either a decrease in the percent of subjects with worsening as an endpoint. We will be confirming this with the FDA in the fourth quarter of 2023, according to our press release yesterday. The data on this slide in the box highlights that endpoint we will be using in the phase 3 pending FDA confirmation. As you see, 16% of the patients worsened in the placebo group compared to 0% patients in the active group. Safety has been a hurdle for oral therapeutics in retina. APX3330 demonstrated favorable safety and tolerability, with overall low incidence of AEs in APX group compared to placebo, as well as lower incidence of clinical DR DME in APX treatment group. The most common side effect was pruritus, which was mild and self-resolved, did not require dose de-escalation or discontinuation. The one thing I would highlight here is the patients continued their medications to manage their diabetic comorbidities. So key takeaways are NPDR patients currently not treated with the approved therapies for diabetic retinopathy. APX3330 met the potential registration endpoint in Zeta-1 trial and demonstrated favorable safety and tolerability. The end of phase 2 meeting to confirm this new endpoint of 3-step binocular DRSS worsening will be confirmed with the FDA in Q4 2023. And finally, APX has the potential to be an early non-invasive treatment option for the 8 million NPDR patients with the potential to treat other organs that are affected with diabetes, as well as a broad prescriber base, including ophthalmologists, primary care physicians. Ocuphire has 2 presentations, so if you would like to learn more about the safety and efficacy of APX3330, please check out these presentations by our Zeta-1 investigators, Dr. David Lally and Dr. Daniel Su. Thank you.